Good day everyone. Have you ever think of what would happen if everyone repeat this doing without having a second thought on what they had done and what would be the consequence? Welcome everybody to our video. We are a group of semester 3 students from UniKL Miat. Our group consists of Chai, Danny, Sisi and Abu Bakar. The topic of our case study would be water pollution occur in the Yangtze River. Before we start with the main topic, let's begin with some general knowledge. Water pollution is a national and global issue. It is the contamination of water usually caused by human activities such the photo we show you at the very beginning. There's a few main causes of water pollution. The physical disturbance on land due to the construction of buildings and roads, chemical pollution from industry, inadequate sewage collection and treatment and uncontrolled littering. Do you know what will happen if above action keeps going on? First of all, the water we drink today will be contaminated and we will consume what we had dumped into water. It's just like we are indirectly poisoning ourselves. Other than that, most of the flora and fauna that rely on water will be in danger if the pollution are left unchecked. Eutrophication will happen. This is basically an event where the chemical in the water encourage the growth of algae to form a layer on top of the pond or lake. This will cause the shortage of oxygen to the water body that will severely affect the aquatic life that stay in it. In the end, it goes back to us, the human being who polluted the water. All of the aquatic animals that are in our food chain will be consumed by us, so it's just a slow suicide for us who polluted the water ourselves.
This presents studies investigate the effects of water pollution to the longest river located in Asia, which is the Yangtze River. In past 3 decades, the fast development of economy and urbanization has caused increasingly severe pollution of urban water bodies in China. Consequently, eutrophication and deterioration of aquatic ecosystem, which is especially significant for aquatic vegetation, inevitably become a pervasive problem across the Yangtze River basin. The Yangtze River is becoming increasingly polluted according to an official Chinese government report. The findings raise fresh concerns about the potential health risk of the controversial Three Gorges Dam, which is set to start holding back water in 2003. Sewage and industrial waste dumping totaled 23.4 billion tons in 2001, up 11% on the figure for year 2000, says Chinese news agency Xinhua. The report by Yangtze River Water Resource Authority also concludes that stretches of the 6,212 kilometers long river are too polluted for human use. The 181-meter high Three Gorges Dam, the world's largest hydropower project, will create a 643-mile long reservoir for Yangtze water, which some critics claim will be the world's largest crest pool. The new report on the scale of Yangtze pollution is a further welcome step, says Shen. That considering to this level of pollution and admitting it is a human health concern might increase the budget for remediation and mitigation of the impacts, she said. But the report also concludes that the river's quality will continue to deteriorate. This will threaten the health of the rare species such as the Yangtze River dolphin, as well as millions of people living in the river basin, said the campaigners. The new report on the scale of Yangtze pollution is a further welcome step, says Shen. That considering to this level of pollution and admitting it is a human health concern might increase the budget for remediation and mitigation of the impacts, she said. But the report also concludes that the river's quality will continue to deteriorate. This will threaten the health of the rare species such as the Yangtze River dolphin, as well as millions of people living in the river basin, said the campaigners. Shen and other critics of the Three Gorges Dam are concerned that the cleanup funds announced by the Chinese government will be far from enough. Canadian environmental group Probe International states that in year 2000, Chinese academics pleaded for 37 billion for environmental projects relating to the dam's construction. Here are a short clip of news report about the pollution of Yangtze River to show you how severe the problem has become.
Millions of Chinese residents have been fed up with the thick smog that's blanketing the sky, but pollution is also lurking down below. The country's water resources is under threat, and citizens are blaming businesses and governments who have blindly pursued economic growth at the expense of the environment.
It's easy money for any official who dares to take the challenge. An entrepreneur in Zhejiang province wants the environmental chief to take a dip in a river that has been heavily polluted by industrial waste. If the chief stays in for 20 minutes, Jin Zhengming says he'll pay him 200,000 yuan. That's around 32,000 US dollars. It follows growing fury on the Chinese internet over the country's worsening water pollution. Clean water is harder and harder to come by thanks to decades of unchecked industrial development.
If officials don't look after the environment, they may have to answer questions. But if they don't push ahead with economic growth, it'll impact the amount of money the local government makes. So the environment has been sacrificed, while the economy and the government's revenue grows.
In eastern Shandong province, environmental activist Deng Fei said on his Weibo microblog account that factories in Weifang City have been pumping wastewater underground. Weifang officials responded by offering tips to anyone with information about this. But on Saturday, Deng claimed that authorities had detained up to 40 people, including reporters, over the pollution claims.
The local government is trying to protect its economic interests and will use its position to suppress these types of supervisory activities from the community. They're stopping different opinions from being aired.
State-run China Daily reported on Sunday that up to 40% of rivers in China are seriously polluted. 20% is so toxic that it's unsafe to come in contact with the water. And it's not just rivers. 1/3 of China's water comes from underground sources. State-run Xinhua reports that of underground water tested in 118 cities, only 3% is actually clean.
As you can see, water pollution brings a lot of terrible effect to the Yangtze River and the person who lives around it. This occurrence not only happened in China, this is also near to us and it's going to affect us someday. We might not be able to fix this problem straight away, but we can still play our part to prevent the water pollution itself. Here are the 8 effective ways you can try it out.